Hello there, this is Craig. Thanks for taking a moment to have a look at the Craig's action sets. I'm just going to give you an overview as to what the different sets are and what they can do for you. Starting off, we have our Beauty Bar. Beauty Bar is a specialty set for retouching which combines all the essential retouching facial features, lipstick, eyes, cosmetic, skin treatments, along with a whole series of workflows that allow you to do some pretty powerful image enhancements and dramatically improve the way that you handle your images and your image sessions. So within the Beauty Bar settings, we've got, as I mentioned, a number of workflows, and they're targeted at full length or close-up. The close-up are referred to as the portraiture workflow. The lifestyle are for the full length. And there's a whole series within there, and they pretty much go from minimal to more intense image treatments, from our cosmetic right up through to the pinup with our fashion, glamour, and beauty ones in between. And then a couple of specialty ones exist. The Vargas, Fantasy, and Boudoir all have their own personality and character to the images that they will create, and they're contained, as I say, within the Beauty Bar. Portraiture workflows within the Craig's Action set are, again, targeted at your closer up images. And we have our cosmetic, beauty, fashion, and glamour within there. And you also have the custom one, which will allow you to go through step by step as opposed to taking advantage of the real speedy all the way through action workflows. The workflows with the savers, now they combine the saving element to the workflow production, which has your images saved in three formats for your print ready to go to the lab format, your web ready to display online or in client galleries, and your backup PSD, full resolution, everything available to you. So those are all designed the same net benefit with their breakdown within the size and what they deliver on the image detail. Moving on from there, we have our touch-ups section, which again, we've got our eye color, lip gloss, lipstick, bringing in the blush more or less, and vignetters just to add to your image. Concealers, here's some real sweet ones that will allow you to very effectively deal with the blemish areas on the skin tones on your subjects. 4 different values, including the custom one, so that you can work things on the fly. Very effective for dealing with the blemishes on skin tones. And then the individual skin softening of the Venus Soft, which is a very cool way of dealing with your softening without having to deal with any brushwork. So all of that is within the Beauty Bar. It's very powerful action set and complements pretty much all of the other action sets, but also stands on its own in terms of what you can do without needing anything else. The Craig's Actions Toolkit. This, if you're going to get one set, this will be the one that does it all. It'll be your go-to set of production tools that will last for many, many generations of Photoshop. We've got softening, we've got defining, we've got color correcting. All of those are within here. Shadow soft, black and white conversions, utility actions for nothing too fancy, but just all the things you're going to use day in, day out. Upsizing our image, dealing with our vignetting, very nice depth of field control actions, web prep actions, putting your logo onto your images before putting them onto the web. And you can see the layout has things nicely spaced so that you can easily find what you're looking for. And in addition, up towards the top of the set, you'll see that we have something called our personal favorites, is where you can bring in your copies of actions and things that you're working on, or even actions from other sets, just to keep them all within this one palette. The retouching capabilities within the toolkit, which I didn't mention the first time around, you'll see corrective and retouching is very extensive. You've got a whole series of controls for your eye poppers and facial enhancements, bringing in color within the eyes with the tinted contacts. Blemish busting is available right there. Booty and Booby Booster, well, hey, it's will allow you to discover through those. And that's separated and available to you. Again, here's your softening and defining. And what you'll find with the toolkit is that you'll make use of all these individual techniques as individual production tools. You can be very creative with these in terms of how you define the softening versus the defining elements on an image, but ultimately it's how you combine these within your image production that'll define your style and what you can do. You can combine these with other action treatments you may have, other plugins, with or without Lightroom. As I say, this one set, the Craig's Action Toolkit, will be something that you'll make use of for a long, long time. Craig's Action Stylers, now we're looking at the magazine looks. Whereas you had a black and white conversion within the toolkit, the stylers now give you all sorts of options, including a full range of black and white image types. As an example, your black and white or warm is really popular for your wedding styles. And the black and white Hurel, pretty much a must-see image style for all portraiture done over to black and white. The different treatments down through here are all making use of actions. So they all have the workflow streaming. They all have your before and after available. They all have layers that you can go in and adjust the effect, the opacity, fine-tune the effect. So even though you may have some image styles within here that are a little bit stronger than what you might want to apply to your image, you always have full control as to that final effect, and you're never left without anything, any ability to go back in time. They automatically save your image as you go through, retaining the history stages so you can go forward or backwards in time, if you will, to how you were dealing with those images. The Craig's Art series, again, a whole series of creative image styles within here. All of these styles are available online at the Craig's Actions website. You'll be able to see and download sample galleries from each product set. So the whole Craig's Art series has everything from various movie styles to the very popular artistic rendering style available within some of the other plugins, but it's included with the Craig's Action set. Your cross-processing, dream tones, all of these allow you to have a full range of creative image opportunities that you're able to apply to your image and present to your clients. Even things as much as the Holga. We've got actions that emulate that with or without the crop in a vertical or horizontal, with or without the color treatments. The whole treatment is available within there. So a very effective set, beautiful complement to the toolkit and other ones in terms of being able to bring a very strong artistic style to your image is what's within the stylers. The workflows, the iTones 1 and the Studio workflows, because they're workflows, it means that they have the ability to be run in batches. So the Studio workflows you'll see is combined of the Studio and Jazz series. So the Studio, nothing too fancy or exciting within here, but stuff that you're going to use on a day in, day out basis. This will do your color, contrast, selective softening, edge enhancement, vignetting, and have images ready for you to go through to your final output. So these are meant to deal with the volume that you have in your workload. Then you're able to do the individual custom treatments with the actions from the toolkit or the beauty bar. So working within here, you'll see that there's two styles. We've got our regular workflows, and then we've got our flow and saves. And within here, you've got the ability to have the image production carry right through to your outputs. For instance, on this one with your 3 save, it's going to save your image in your print, your web, and your PSD backup formats, all separately, all organized, all ready to be brought into your client format. So this is where you're able to really turbocharge the production that you're able to do, getting through weddings in a matter of a couple of hours as opposed to a few days or a week. Portrait sessions in just a few minutes as opposed to a few hours. So a dramatic difference to what you're able to accomplish. So the Studio workflows, portrait, wedding, they're all separated there, and then our Jazz now introduce the color tone. The bronzer, the sepia, the color, the caramel, jade, various very popular image styles, which initially for some, as in the jade or the Persia, you might not think that you'd want to make use of those color tones on your images, but when you start looking at combining them within albums and having that creative graphic design capability added to your images and how you present to your clients, become a very effective way of finishing off your image styles. Now, where the studio workflows are your day in, day out, your iTones workflows are the funky. They're the fun, they're the fashionable. They're where you're able to have the bride who comes in and says, can you make my images look like this fashion magazine? And you're able to say yes. So we've got a full series available within here that, again, have the ability to save it into your output files with the 3 formats, or just leave it ready for you to do whatever you choose next on the image without resizing it and saving it out. And because these are a little bit more on the edgy, funky, fashionable side, we've introduced something called the tasters, which give you the ability to have a quick preview to what the image effect is going to look like without running through the full action treatment, including the softening and things that way. So there really is no right or wrong way to use these. Often you can use your tasters just as far as you want for your creative aspects that you're bringing to your image without having to go into all of the extended possibilities. So you'll find there's a lot of fun to be had within the iTones workflows. So again, just to go over things, we've got the beauty bar, which is your specialty cosmetic and workflow treatments for all image styles, from pinup to glamour, portrait. If you want something that's going to be working very quickly, very slick, the beauty bar will look after all of that. The toolkit is now your full range of production tools for everything that you need or should be doing to an image. You'll do it with the toolkit. The stylers is now everything that you want to do with your images. If you need to do your work first in the toolkit, then you get to play with the stylers. And then the workflows, the iTones and the studio workflows, give you the capability to introduce batch production to your folders of images. So all combined, the actions of the workflows and the individual action sets within the Craig's Actions website provide you with a very significant range of tools for working on your images. These aren't funky, trendy effects that are going to come and going to go. These are effective tools that you can use any way you want for as long as you want without the hassles of plugins and system upgrades where suddenly something doesn't work. As long as Photoshop's available to you, Craig's Actions will always be on your side and working for how you want your images to look and how you need them to be for your clients. Thanks. Enjoy.